Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Algorand. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, we have a Fibonacci retracement set up with the swing high that was printed in November 2021 and the swing low that was printed all the way down here in June of 2021. So we retraced all the way down below the 1.618, almost getting down to the second fib level at around about 15 cents. So this was obviously a very good buying opportunity. And on top of that, you can see that we are in this channel down pattern, and a channel down pattern is typically broken to the upside. So you have a move to the upside from the channel. Once you are entering a channel up pattern, such as the one that we've been here throughout 2021 from 2020 into 2021, we broke down here and we started a channel down pattern. So at some point, we're going to break to the upside here. Once that happens, I think the move is going to be quite impulsive because you're going to be breaking above a major resistance level that you have been testing since April of 2022. As you can see, multiple touches here, and we were very close. We are very close to that resistance. So if you start breaking to the upside, I would be careful with any potential swing trades. And we could see a move all the way up to 26.5 cents. After that, we could be targeting 36 cents. And by August/September, I would be looking at 66 cents as a potential target because I'm expecting a bull trap to happen or to take place in August/September, because that's usually the time where we see a local high before we see a pullback. And after that, we're probably going to start retracing into the bull market, into the first Bitcoin halving, and you'll know the rest of the story, how the bull market goes. But we have to get there. We're not there yet, so let's be patient. Let's dollar cost average where we can into altcoins that are good. One of those altcoins is obviously Algorand, and I do have a nice bag myself, and I will probably be dollar cost averaging even more if we start pulling back down. So as you can see, we just take a look at this potential pattern that we have over here. You have some sort of an ascending triangle here, and you're trying to break out, and you have one fake out above here, but you can see that the support is pushing us up every single time we come down to it, and we're hitting the same level of resistance. So at some point you're going to see a break to the upside, and I would target the yellow resistance trend line over here at 25.5 cents if you're looking for a short-term swing trade or a simple trade just to make some money. But once we have exited the channel down pattern, then we're no longer adhering to the support. So if we're in the channel, we have to assume that once we run into the resistance, we're going to see a pullback all the way down here to the support, just like we did over here, just like we did over here, after every single touch of resistance. So this is something that you have to keep in mind. We did not actually retrace all the way down here once you had the bounce there. So that could still come if we see a capitulation, and if that were to happen, I think we probably are going to be sitting at around about 10 cents per token here, because if you're going all the way down to the support of the channel down pattern, that's around the 2.272 level, so on the fib. So that's something that you can keep an eye on, but I don't think that's going to be happening, because not only are you going to be losing that low, but that's going to be a massive pullback, and that would only happen if Bitcoin starts dropping back down and retesting $15,000, maybe even go lower if we have a flash crash. So that's regarding the current situation. So if you were looking to start dollar cost averaging into Algorand, then I would definitely look at these prices as good entry points, because we're just slightly above this local low that we printed in December, and you don't really want to be waiting until you're sitting over here to start buying. Of course, you can wait until you see a move to the upside, just so you're in the safe zone. So when you buy, you're more sure, more certain that you're going to continue with the uptrend rather than buying over here and it going down even lower. But if you're buying for the long term, for the next 2 to 3 years, or, until the next bull market arrives, then these are very good prices to buy in. If we see a pullback, you can dollar cost average and you can target this support level as well. We've retested it here in December at around about 16.5 cents. That's going to be a very good area for us to back test if we were to pull back down. We also had a capitulation below that level back in 2020. So Algorand had a nice pullback there. So if something like this happens once again, we could see a massive pullback across the board for every single altcoin. But like I said, we don't know if a black swan event is going to be happening, but you have to be ready with some cash on the sidelines regardless. Now let's take a look at the daily RSI and see what is going on here. The RSI is sitting in the middle, as you can see, not doing anything really, and we're trying to create higher highs and higher lows. But if you start seeing a pullback and the RSI lands in this purple support block, that is something that you can be looking at as a good entry, because the last time we were here, the last few times you were here, actually, if you take a look at the chart, every single time you had a move to the upside, whether it was a short-term pump or a more long-term uptrend, you are going to be in profit very soon after buying in this support block, in this purple support block. So draw this out. You can also extend it all the way here, just so you can see that this is sort of your medium support block where you typically see a pullback and a bounce from there. Now let's jump straight into the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, guys, I quickly want to give a shout out to everyone who has joined my Patreon. Thank you very much. And if you want to become a part of the Patreon and, get access to a lot of exclusive content, such as podcast episodes for patrons only, my trade alerts, my entire portfolio. I share everything that I buy and everything that I sell. If you want to leave some requests, we can take a look at your projects on Patreon. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. I try to do daily updates and daily posts in there. So if you want to try it out for free, you can do that as well. There's a 7-day free trial, so you can do that and let me know what you think. Let's get on with the video. Taking a look at the weekly chart, as you can see, we have a Fibonacci retracement set up from the local low here that we printed in December, and the all-time high is the September 2021 high, and we're going to be looking at $7.24 as our bull market target. You also have the 1.272 as $4.95 for the minimal target after breaking this local high. So this is something that we're going to be targeting. Algorand is already a massive project, but in the next bull market, hopefully we're going to see a massive move to the upside. I'm not saying that we're not going to go above $7. It is very possible that we could potentially get to $10, $12, who knows? But you have to keep in mind that there is a market cap that you have to adhere to, or the market cap formula that you have to adhere to, because you cannot go higher than Bitcoin's market cap on an altcoin like Algorand. So you can't be expecting, $180 just because that's where you want the price to go. So you have to be realistic, you have to be conservative, and you have to have these targets set up way in advance, because you don't want to be coming up with a plan while you're in the bull market, because at that point you're just going to be thinking of selling, at $4, then you're going to be, it's going up, I'm going to sell at $5. So you need to have these sell orders ready and set to go, or at least the targets on your charts ready and set to go, so that you know where you're selling. Now, a major resistance level for us here would be the golden ratio. So maybe if we get a bit overextended in August/September, we could come back up to this golden ratio and have a dead cat bounce from there, where we capitulate and come back down and maybe even retest this green support block one more time. I don't know. That's just speculation at this point. Of course, if we managed to break above it, that would be bullish. And if we started holding that golden support block, or the golden ratio as support, that would be bullish. But if you're looking for some entries and exits later in the year, this could be a very nice exit for you. 311%. That's not bad at all. And we're trying to break above this trend line here. If I remove all of these drawings here, you can see that we have a descending resistance, diagonal resistance trend line, and we're sort of opening up candles above it this time here, and it doesn't look like we want to be breaking below. We're still in this green support block, anywhere between 25 cents or 25.5 roughly, all the way down to 19.5 cents. That's a massive support block that you want to be holding. You held this back in June of 2020, back in November of 2020, You had a little fake out here below in December last year, and then you came back up and now you're back testing it as support while creating a higher low. So things are looking very good for Algorand on the weekly chart, but we do need to start breaking above the 20 EMA, and we need to target that 35 EMA because you want to start holding this EMA as support, and you want to create those bullish crosses come the end of the year, because you want to have that as your confirmation. So if you're not worried about the prices too much, you can wait until you get that bullish cross on the weekly. Probably the price is going to be sitting, at around about $1 or 86 cents once that happens. So you are going to be missing out on some profits here, but it is going to be a lot safer for you, and you won't have that added risk of a potential pullback. But to be honest with you, even right now, that risk of a massive pullback is not really that huge, because you're not going to be seeing, these lows for altcoins lost unless Bitcoin has, like I said, a massive flash crash. Taking a look at the weekly RSI, as you can see, we are looking to break above this major resistance trend line above us. We've retested it multiple times, so we're going to be looking for a break to the upside and a back test of support. So that would be a nice entry for you if you manage to see a breakout back test. That's your entry, and you move from there. So that's something to keep in mind and add to your RSI. If we see a pullback all the way down here and you see the RSI retesting the white trend line, that's something that you want to consider a good entry point, because the last few times we did that, we had a massive move to the upside every single time. So also I want to show you the volume indicator here. You can see we're getting really good volume candles. This shows demand. This shows that people are entering the project, and this shows that potentially even smart money is entering at this point. But obviously, you have to look into some wallets and see who's holding what and who's selling which tokens. But that's a topic for a different video. Thank you all for watching. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. I'm going to see you in the next update. Take care.